Hey guys, so I usually go to this channel. I use this channel after I read books, and I usually come to some sort of conclusion from the book or learn some sort of lesson from the book, and then I come here and tell you guys. But today I decided to donate some of my reading time into working on my college application essay, and I thought I'd share it with you because a lot of the most important things I've learned as an athlete, I just basically wrote down in this essay, and not just as an athlete, in all aspects of life. But okay, so here's the prompt, and I had to shorten this down to 650 words to fit the Common App regulations, so just bear in mind with that. So the prompt is: discuss an accomplishment, event, or realization that sparked a period of personal growth and a new understanding of yourself or others. And here is my essay. I always believed that the discipline of cycling known as BMX racing was all about the speed, jumps, and crossing the finish line first. For the longest time, that's exactly what it was. I chased trophies, trained until my legs gave out, and wore every scar like a badge of honor. However, somewhere in the countless hours of drilling, the long rides home in silence, and the dimly lit BMX tracks with no one else in sight, BMX became more than just a sport. It became a mirror. What was once a race against others became a race within myself, one that revealed more than I ever could have expected. As I continued to train harder, I looked inward and began wondering if winning was really what I was chasing. However, my greatest growth didn't come from winning the championship or having a perfect lap. It came from something I never saw coming. Some of my earliest memories are of me playing at home with my mom while my dad supported us through his professional MMA career in the UFC. Every day, I would watch my dad wake up, run, spar, run again, hit pads, go to sleep, and repeat. At the time, I didn't know it, but this gave me an idea and instilled into my mind what it means to work hard for something. I still remember to this day when my dad would come home from long journeys and bring me souvenirs to put in my room. To this day, I have relics from Japan, Abu Dhabi, and Guam all over my shelves, as a reminder of where my hard work could one day take me. With this foundation, I decided that when I started BMX, success wouldn't come to me from being the strongest or having the best bike skills, but by outworking my competition. Perseverance would become mandatory, and the first challenge was mental. When I felt tired or distracted, like when there was a limited edition slushie down the street, I kept moving forward. Even though my training was inefficient with no coach, I logged more hours on the bike than anyone else, giving me an edge. I faced countless mental and physical battles, such as injuries and bike problems, but eventually I became ranked nationally. Let me just change this. Alright, good thing I'm doing this so I can catch my errors. So I faced countless mental and physical battles such as injuries and bike problems, but eventually I became ranked nationally, a feat that I would never have dreamed of achieving a few years earlier. Perseverance in BMX changed my mindset towards life as a whole. My grades, once below average, improved enough to apply to my dream colleges. I started businesses and projects and found success by always moving forward. While learning to persevere was valuable, real growth didn't come until I lost my national ranking. I remember the silence in the car after I lost my ranking. The race is over, but the disappointment followed me home like a second shadow. I was crushed. I convinced myself that my bike, my genetics, and other riders were at fault. For every failure, I had an excuse. I searched for quick fixes, expensive equipment, different gears, different bikes. Nothing worked until my first ever coach shared a story about a man spinning a 1,000-pound wheel at hundreds of miles per hour. When asked about the one big push that started it, the man said, "On the first day, I only turned the wheel halfway around." This story changed my perspective and made me realize success is built on small, consistent efforts over time. And failure, there's another typo, and failure wasn't something to blame on others. It was something to learn from. Everyone faces obstacles. What separates people is if they use them as excuses or accept them as part of the process. In the end, my greatest growth came from rising again after each failure. I realized the national ranking was just a number representing commitment, effort, and resilience. All qualities I can adopt now without a number. I don't need a number to tell me who I am because the mirror already does. Alright, thank you for listening to that essay. Comment down below if you have any suggestions. This is just an early revision, so yeah, bye. That's it for today.